A haircut. It's a simple thing that can change the way a person feels about themselves. It can give newfound confidence, even new purpose, when done correctly.
If I'm having like a bad day or something, it's like going to the spa. I mean, it's not just a haircut. It changes how you feel about. I mean, you look good, you play good, right? It feels good. I mean, you just walk out, you get that first breeze between your ears. It's good. You feel like a new man.
That is the power of a great barber, and why throughout history they have held sway over kings and emperors in every corner of the world. But what makes a great barber? Oh, you can find haircutters aplenty in every mall in America, but that doesn't mean you are getting a real barber.
What's happened is that a lot of cosmetology schools have gotten into the barber business. When they were given the opportunity to add barbering to their curriculum, they didn't know how to do it. And so they succumbed to putting on a guard and using guards to cut with, cutting by the numbers. And a lot of people go into the barber shop now and ask, how do you want your haircut? Well, give me a number 2 on the side and a number 4 on top or something like that. And that's cutting by the numbers. The haircut has a distinctive look to it when you cut by the numbers. It does not look like a traditional haircut that a real barber would give.
That real barber has the skill lacking in many dollar cut shops, but even then, there are levels of barbers from good to great. So the question remains, what makes a great barber? Is it just skill? Is it the tools? Is it something intangible?
I would say there are 4 things. One is to show up on time, to come dressed appropriately to play the game, and then to do everything you can to make sure the game is successful. Now, what I mean by showing up is to be there, present for your customer. No side talking, to give them your full attention for the 20 minutes that they're in your chair. Showing up on time means that the customer is the one who punches your time clock, and so you want to be there for the customer on time. If you don't do those things, you just won't reach your full potential as a barber.
You got to always learn, and customers are always right, and do what they want. Work hard to do what they want. Sometimes it's a cut I've never done before, and I've been doing this 26 and a third years or something as having my own barber shop. I'm so teachable, and that's what you got to stay, teachable. Everybody that walks in here, I give everything I have to them. I give them my best shot. I walk around them, I check them out, I make sure I did the best possible job for them. It's just not another one and push them out the door. I just want to make sure they all look perfect for what they wanted.
You have to care. I think that's the core of it. By caring what the person looks like when they're going out the door. You look at what barbers in the past, what I would call master barbers, have done, and you learn from them, and you take that caring into technique, and you turn that technique into a beautiful haircut.
Technique can be learned, of course, and the better the instructor, the better the student. But barbering has never been a profession of mere skill. A barber who cuts beautifully can still be a step away from having that shop that everyone remembers years after it's gone.
Probably the number 1 ingredient, however, more than the technical skills of being able to cut hair, the number 1 ingredient is to be able to carry on a decent conversation. So your communication skills are very, very important in being a successful barber. Probably, I would say at least 80% is your communication skills, 20% being your technical skills.
Most important thing is to listen to your customer. When he sits down in a chair, to be able to communicate with them. First thing you want to know is what they want, and you have to put that into your head and understand what they're envisioning in their mind of what they want you to do.
Now in the Salt Lake Valley, there is an institute that trains good barbers to become great ones. The Barber School, with Master Barber Tim Height. Here, every aspect of that training is patiently given, showing not only the proper cuts, but the real barber lifestyle, creating those images and smiles that stay with customers for decades.
There's really nowhere else you can find master barbers who focus on men's hair to learn that technique from.
Great barbers will always be in the background of history, mingling with presidents and the common man with equal importance, and making each feel like they are the most important person in the world. That is their strength, and why they will always leave an impact long after most men have retired and gone off into the sunset.
You find that barbers tend to work beyond normal retirement age. They don't quit at 65 or as soon as they can possibly quit, like a lot of corporate jobs. So what you do in essence as a barber is you hang out with your friends. And as you're working with clientele over the years, they become, you have 300 or more friends that are personal friends of yours, and you look forward to seeing them, you know, once a month or whatever. And you have conversations, you continue your conversations that you have with them every time they get in the chair. And so it's, instead of retiring and sitting in a rocking chair, it's much more fun to hang out with your friends.